They should be coming in a moment, okay? Once they try to join the meeting, I'll promote them and we should be good, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, I got another coming through. I've never had that happen, but I just had to create a new meeting because that one expired.
Okay. All right, I'll just be a minute. 1 second.
No problem.
Yeah.
Hi, there's a couple people. Jerry, the chairman, had just called me. He said he's looking for the link. I don't know if the link can be sent again, but he said he couldn't find it. And the same with Norris.
I sent it to everybody that was on the original list. Everybody should have received it.
How did it come in as DCP hearings or?
I created it quickly. I don't know what it came in as. It was emailed to them.
It
Yeah,
could
it
also
came
be
in-
in their deleted box, because sometimes that's where mine goes to as well.
That came
Okay,
in as DCP hearings or dot hearings.
okay, all right, so DCP hearings, so I'll call them back just to.
Sorry
see.
about that.
Oh, that's okay.
I was trying to be quick with the fingers and
That's all right. You know what? Things happen. You're new. I think you did an excellent job so far. Not to worry. We said we were going to take a break. I guess it just extended to 10
oh,
minutes.
yep,
As opposed to.
they're all coming through now.
Okay, so everybody's coming in, so that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, I've had Rasmussen
Yep.
has joined us. All I did was click in that calendar quickly. I had to create it here, and they don't give you an option to continue because it was going beyond the scheduled time.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
So
All right.
it doesn't give you the option to continue. It just, it expires you without any forewarning.
Okay, well, we learn by doing, so I think we're all
Yeah,
set
next
now.
time, next time I see, cases added, I will have to go in and extend the meeting time. I try not to take up too much time because I know there are some concerns with, like meetings before or after in Zoom because you can't double book. All right, let's get. Allow him to talk.
Mr. Lamb, we apologize for.
No worries. No worries, it happens.
He has her power pack. Right? I just have to go down.
Okay, the only commission member I see that is not with us at this moment is Commissioner Sepso.
She has yet to come through.
Do you want me to email her,
Yeah.
forward the email?
Yeah. Debbie's going to forward the email to her so that she knows.
Okay,
Do we
and
have-
and she'll be able to join us, but in the fairness to Mr. Lamb and to
Mr.
Mr.
Kingsbury?
Kingsbury, I would like us to keep moving forward, please.
That's fine. Do we have a quorum?
I was told that we just needed 3. We have 3 of us.
Okay, that's fair. So we can continue on if need
Yeah.
be. No problem. All right. Everyone's here. I want to make sure I see Shamika Groves. That's the person I need. So that's my right-hand person. She's here. So I'm
He
able to,
is.
and Debbie's on my left, so she's here. So we're good to go. Thank you so much. All right. So as we had started, and I can go back to my process, if you will, in which I had asked the questions of Ms. Yancey, only because she has a power pack. She's all set. So we're here. Okay, when we had left off, we had started with the DocuSign. Sir, I had indicated that the department has sent you a DocuSign. It's my understanding that you have received that. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, and Ms. Yancey, I'm gonna ask you, is this the document that the department has sent?
Yes.
Okay, and did Mr. Lamb indicate that he had completed his continuing education requirements prior to the deadline date?
Yes, he did.
Okay, all right. And after you have received this, let me see where we are. I don't even know that I asked you. What were the, as part of your responsibilities, are you required to review the audit for credential holders in Connecticut?
Yes.
Okay. And tell us what is required for this 2020-2022 cycle.
The 4-hour Connecticut law appraisal law class with supervisory provisional training, the 7-hour use PAP,
Okay.
and 17 hours of electives.
Okay. And what is the time frame for compliance?
Between May 1st, 2020 through April 30th, 2022.
Okay. And what did the audit consist of?
It was 100% audit. They were instructed to upload, the licensees were instructed to upload their, of course, certificates at time of renewal.
Okay, and did the licensees or respondents affirm that they had completed the coursework within the time frame at
Yeah.
the time of renewal?
Yes.
Okay, and as part of your audit review, were the licensees or respondents notified of the department's findings?
Yes, if they were found to be non-compliant, they were sent a notification via DocuSign, emails, and other correspondence and communications.
Okay, and were the licensees or respondents given an opportunity to respond and submit their coursework?
Yes,
And when was that deadline?
on or before August 5th, 2020.
Okay, and if the licensee or respondent was found not to be compliant, did they have an opportunity to pay the settlement fee?
Yes,
Okay, and what was that fee amount?
$400?
And did the respondent pay the fee in this instance?
No.
Okay, can you tell us what happened next?
The respondent waived his right to the compliance meeting and requested to come before the commission.
Okay, and I'm gonna ask that this DocuSign be made as Exhibit 1. And if there's no objections, the next thing I think that happened is that there was a communication between Mr. Lamb and the department, if you will. And that's the communication of September 27th, I believe it is. Shamika, can you bring up the, I'm sorry, Shamika, I made a mistake. Could you bring up the DCP letter of September 21st? That came first. I'm sorry, I apologize. Yeah, the letter of complaint. Yep, thank you. Okay, sir, I'm gonna ask, do you recognize that document?
yep,
No? Oh, yes.
yes, I do, yes,
Okay, and do you recall having received a copy of this letter?
yes,
Okay, I'm gonna ask that that be Exhibit 2. And, oh, the complaint is there, so that's great. So the complaint and the letter is combined, so that's Exhibit 2. Thank you. All right. And Ms. Yancey, to your knowledge, the department has sent out this document, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and then Shamika, he's indicated that he is aware of it, and he's aware that he had received it, and he has indicated that he has received it. So I'm gonna ask you to bring up the email communication of September 27th, if you'd be so kind. Okay, sir, do you recognize this corresponds between yourself and the department?
Yes. Mhm.
Oh. And is this the email that you had sent indicating that you want to come before the board?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, all right, if there's no objections, I'm gonna enter this as exhibit 3, which is the email of September 27th. Okay. And then lastly, in terms of procedural posture, if you will, Ms. Yancey, was there a complaint that was sent out on 10/3 with the indication that, you know, we were having a compliance meeting, I mean, that we were having a hearing today?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And Shamika, I'm gonna ask you to bring that up, the complaint. Or the. Okay, sir, do you recall having received this complaint October 3rd? Okay, and I believe it was the email that also went with that, which is separate, but I'll have that as exhibit 4. So this will be exhibit 4 and the email will be exhibit 5. Yep, thank you. Okay, all right. Sir, you recall having received this email?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so, Ms. Yancey, can you tell us what the status of this matter is?
In this matter, the respondent is missing the 7-hour use PAP and the 4-hour Connecticut appraisal law with supervisor and provisional training for this 2022 cycle.
Okay, and can you tell us what is the respondent's or licensee's prior CE audit history?
There's no record of prior audits.
No record of prior audit. Okay, anything else for the commission?
Other than the 2 missing courses for this cycle, it appears that the last use PAP in the system that's uploaded into the system is from the 2018 to 2019 cycle,
Okay.
which was taken on 9/18/19.
Okay, anything else?
No.
Okay, all right, sir, I don't have any further questions of the investigator or examiner, if you will. So, sir, at this time, the floor is yours, and please continue on with your request to meet before the commission.
Okay, so I have all my courses besides the use PAP completed within the period of May 1st, 2020 through April 30th, 2022. I have a certificate for the Connecticut appraisal law update. I don't know if I just forgot to send it along with the rest of my certificates. I finished that on April 8th, 2022. So that's within the cycle. I can just shoot that over after this meeting or whenever. So that one is completed. The use PAP I completed after May 1st or April 30th, 2022. I completed it May 15th, 2022. There was just a misunderstanding because the use PAP course wasn't updated for this year, that I thought I didn't have to take it for this cycle because they didn't renew they didn't make any updates to the document. And that was just a misunderstanding on my part, and I apologize. I finished it within 15 days after I realized that I was wrong. I actually found out soon after the April 30th deadline. So I finished that up. So I have all my certificates as of May 15th, 2022, and I can send those over.
Okay.
This is Mr. Rasmussen here. Thank you for the explanation. And again, our apologies for the technological bump in the road that we've all just gone through here. Commissioner Galvin, Sepso, Hawkins, any questions for Mr. Lamb on this matter? I see that Commissioner Sepso, you are on mute. Commissioner Galvin, I think, oh, there you are. You're still on mute, John.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't have any questions. I'm fine.
There you go. Commissioner Sepso, you're still on mute. Commissioner Hawkins, do you have any questions before Mr. Lamb?
No, I don't.
Okay. Linda, you're still on mute. We'll try again. I'm sure Linda's trying to get through on here. Well, to help move things, is there any motion to be put on the floor that you want to be considered by the commission? Linda, you're just off mute. Do you have any questions for Mr. Lamb?
Well, I will tell you that I'm not quite sure how he figured out that there wasn't any new stuff, because there actually was a pamphlet added to the USPAP course so that we could teach it. You know, it's not a whole full book, but there was an add-on. So,
Yeah, I think I just breezed through the documentation and said that there wasn't like a full new version, and I just assumed, and that's my mistake. If there's a pamphlet, I was unaware, and I should have been, and I should have taken it, but I took it within 2 weeks of the date. So.
Okay.
Mr. Lim, how long you been appraising?
I've been appraising for close to 10 years now. I'm on a license for around 3 or 4.
And you're licensed in Massachusetts too?
Yep.
I don't have any questions.
I was within the USPAP update sort of time frame for my other states, so that was also a consideration I had, that I thought that this would be okay.
What other states besides Massachusetts? You in New Hampshire too, or?
I'm in New Hampshire, New York. I'm also in Pennsylvania.
Is there any motion from commission members that would like to be put on the floor for consideration?
And he submitted all his stuff to Debbie, showing that he's taken everything, Deb?
Yes, I believe so.
No, well, he has indicated that he has to submit to us with the USPAP course, and,
Right, and the update,
I didn't catch that. What was that?
he just submitted, the only thing in the system in Kavu was from 2018, 2019. However, in the paperwork that he submitted in the past, few days, right?
well,
Since-
30 days, whatever.
Okay, and within the 30 days, it shows he has the 2020 to 2021 7-hour national USPAP that he took on April 21st, 2020, which puts him, that would have been used for the 2020 renewal. So we still need the 2022 version of the 7-hour USPAP update. And we also need the Connecticut law with the supervisor and provisional training, the 4-hour.
Yeah, I
Connecticut
have both of
appraisal law.
those. Yeah, I have both of those. I don't know why they didn't upload. I did upload them. Maybe it just didn't, something got corrupted or something. But I did upload them within those 30. I can send them to you again. Yeah.
Okay, as I understood it, you said the USPAP 7-hour USPAP you had taken May 15th, is that correct?
Yep, May 15, 2022, and I took the Connecticut law course back in April 2022. So those are the law one is within the your period, your continuing ed period, and the 2022 USPAP is slightly outside of that.
Okay, all right, thank you for that clarification, sir.
Yep.
Then I make a motion that we waive the fee, provided that he uploads the courses that he what's remaining required, and then if not, then the fee gets imposed. And you can't, you took, that's my motion.
Yes. We'll
I
explain.
do I have
know
to
we're
take the
going
USPAP again? Is that what the implication
Yes,
is?
you would.
The USPAP.
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
you would have to do it again. Yes.
Okay, yep, that's fine.
We need, we have a motion on the floor. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Linda has seconded. Discussion amongst commission members. Are there any questions, edits, comments? Hearing none, then I'm going to call the motion to a vote. John's motion is to waive the fee as long as the outstanding course documentation proof is submitted to the state. I'm summarizing it, correct, John?
Yeah, and like what you said, that
Yeah.
if it's not, then he can impose the fee and he cannot use the use PAP for the next cycle
That
or the
is
law
correct.
module for next cycle.
The vote now is ayes.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, nays, abstentions. Therefore, Mr. Lamb, the has been waived, but we need you to send that over to the state. And I would suggest that you follow up with a phone call as well to make sure that they have it in place for your own good. As was indicated here, you just took it. I understand USPAP on May 15th. I know that is in now the 22 through 20, our next 2-year cycle. You're going to have to take the same class again. So
Okay.
it will count for this cycle. Okay. I want to make sure we're very clear on that. Okay.
Got it. Yep. Where do I send these certificates? I just don't want to make the mistake of uploading it like incorrectly or to the wrong place again.
You can send it to myself or to Debbie or to both of us.
Okay.
Yes, that's fine. And I just so that the
Mr.
record's clear, I just want to reiterate what the commission has determined. Waive the fee if the outstanding coursework is submitted to DCP and to the satisfaction of the department. And that you cannot use the use PAP that was taken on or about May 15, 2022 for this upcoming CE cycle.
Got it.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Mr.
We're all set.
Mr. Lamb, do you have the correct email address to get to the state? What do you have?
1 second. Let me just take a look at that. I have wait, hold on. I have all the emails: Vicky, Linda, Debbie, Shamika, Jerry, and Shannon from that chain. I'll send it through the chain or start a new email with those emails.
Okay, that's fair.
But you can remove Linda,
Okay.
not me, the
Okay.
other Linda that was there and has been,
Then the
Okay, so Vicky, Debbie, Shamika, Jerry, and Shannon.
that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Okay, all right, that is the conclusion of 2022-224. Last but not least is our last case number, which is 2022254. And just so that the record is clear, this particular applicant is a provisional. So I just want the commission to be aware of that before we start with anything. This is a provisional credential holder.
Is this for Austin Kingsbury?
This is for Austin Kingsbury.
Mr. Kingsbury, do you have the ability to go on your video?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. Good morning. It is still morning. We're getting close to the noon hour. We thank you for your patience and helping us get through our technological bump in the road.
And I thank you for the panel meeting with me today.
All right. Can you please raise your right hand? Will you, before the matter here, tell us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth on the matter before us?
Yes, sir.
Could you give us your name, spelling of your last name, your business address, and your current email address for the record, please?
My name is Austin Kingsbury, last name spelled Kingsbury. The business address I'm operating as PO Box 72, Granby, Connecticut 06035.
And your email address?
Austin Kingsbury 51@gmail.com. Same spelling as my first and last, 51@gmail.com.
Okay. I'm going to ask one other question before we turn this over to Attorney Bullock. Who is your sponsor?
My sponsor is Matthew Seacon. He's also in this call as well.
Very good. Mr. Seacon, can you please join us in the video, please? and you can take the mute off.
How's that? Everyone here?
Very
See
good.
me?
Good morning, sir.
Hello,
I'm
good morning.
gonna go through the same process because Mr. Kingsbury is a provisional. Could you please raise your right hand? And do you affirm to tell us the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth on the matter before us today?
I do.
Very good, thank you. Again, may I have, for the record, your first and last name, spelling out your last name, your place of employment, as well as your email address.
Matthew, M-A-T-T-H-E-W, Silken, S-I-E-L-K-E-N. I work for JP Morgan Chase out of my home. The home address is 60 Wilson Road, Litchfield, Connecticut, 06759. My email address is my last name at Gmail, spelled S-I-E-L-K-E-N @gmail.com.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Thank you both. Now I turn this over to Attorney Bullock.
Okay, thank you. And per our procedure, I'm going to start by asking the examiner, investigator, if you will, questions relative to this matter. We're wrapping up here, so that's a good thing. Okay, so let me ask you to begin, if you be so kind to begin by telling us your name.
My name is Debbie Yanosy. That's spelled Y-A-N-O-S-Y.
Okay, and could you indicate your current business address?
450 Columbus Boulevard, Hartford, Connecticut, 06103.
Okay, and can you state your current position with the department?
Real estate examiner.
Okay, and what is your current email address?
Debbie.Yanosy@ct.gov.
Okay, and how long have you been with the department?
1 month,
Okay, and how long have you been in the real estate appraisal industry?
20 years.
Okay, and so you are familiar with the continuing education requirements in the state of Connecticut?
Yes,
Okay, and as part of your responsibility as an examiner, are you required to review compliance with the continuing education audit for appraisal credential holders in Connecticut?
yes, every 2 years.
Okay, and can you tell us what is required for this, the CE 2020-2022 cycle?
The 2 mandatory courses, 4-hour Connecticut appraisal law course with the supervisor trainee component, 7-hour use PAP, and 17 hours of electives.
Okay, and what is the time frame for compliance?
May 1st, 2020 through April 30th, 2022.
Okay, and what did the audit consist of?
It was 100% audit. The licensees were instructed to upload their course certificates at the time of renewal.
And at the time of uploading and renewal, did the licensees or respondents affirm that they had completed their coursework within the appropriate time frame?
Yes,
Okay, and as part of the audit review, were the licensees or respondent notified of the department's findings?
yes. If they were found to be non-compliant, then they were notified via DocuSign, emails, other correspondence, and communication.
Okay, and were the respondents or licensees given an opportunity to respond and or provide or submit any paperwork?
Yes,
Okay, and what was that deadline?
on or about August 5th, 2022.
Okay, and Shamika, I'm gonna ask if you could bring up Mr. Kingsbury's file, please. And the first thing would be, yes, the DocuSign, thank you. Okay, Mr. Kingsbury, I'm going to ask you if you can recognize, do you recognize this document?
I do. This is a document that I received via email.
Okay, and this is dated July 8th, 2022. At the time that you had received this document, is that your indication that you had completed the courses, prior to the deadline?
I did.
Okay, all right, that's fair, thank you. All right, I'm going to offer this as Exhibit 1. And Shamika, can you scroll up? I'm not certain if the courses are provided with this? I believe they were. I just want to make sure the record is complete. Okay, all right. So at the time that you had responded to the DocuSign, you had also provided copies of your coursework. Is that complete? Is that correct? Sir?
That is correct.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so I'm back to Ms. Yancey now. And did you have an opportunity, or did the department have an opportunity to determine whether this respondent or this licensee, or provision, I should say, is complying with the CE requirements?
Yes.
Okay, and did they have an opportunity to pay a settlement fee or a civil penalty?
Yes.
Okay, and what was that fine amount?
The fine amount was $400.
And did the licensee or respondent pay in this instance?
No.
Okay, what happened next?
He attended a compliance meeting and asked to come before the commission to request to explain what happened and request a waiver of the fine.
Okay, and so can you tell me, Shamika, let me ask you to bring up the, I want to say email of September 23rd. Okay, so at that, after the compliance meeting, which his compliance meeting was scheduled for September 23rd at 10:30, he had sent a email. Sir, do you recall having sent this email to the department?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what was the nature of this email?
The nature of this email to show proof that I completed the 4-hour supervisory provisional course with the appraisal law, and to display that I've completed it.
Okay, all right, that's fair. And then, Shamika, there was, I'll offer this as exhibit 2, I believe. I just skipped a little bit. Exhibit 2, I believe that's exhibit 2, yeah. I'm sorry, this is actually gonna be exhibit 4. I skipped a couple. All right, so I'm gonna go back, and I'm trying to look at time because we only have 15 minutes. I have to get everything in the record. Sir, did you also receive a letter from August 25th, 2022, indicating that there would be a compliance meeting? That's coming up. Do you recall having received this letter?
No, I do not.
Okay, all right. Well, if you don't recall receiving, that's fine. And I do indicate here that your address is not the address that you have provided for us today, which is the PO box, but it indicates 287 Elm Street. Is that correct? Was that your prior address?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, all right. So he does not. So I'm not going to offer that because he recognize it. Can I have the next thing, Shamika, would be the letter of September 21st. That, yeah, let's see if that went to the right place. Okay, sir, do you recall having received this letter of September 21st that went to the PO Box 72, Granby, Connecticut?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. And Shamika, there was a email of the 23rd that was in the PM, 9:23 PM. And sir, you had sent this email as well? And
I did.
okay, all right. And that was just to indicate whether or not you would still have to come to the hearing or not. Okay, right, correct?
That is correct.
All right, so I'm gonna offer that as an exhibit, and I think that would be like number 4, I think. Okay. And then last but not least, in the interest of time, there was an email that was sent on October 3rd. Can you bring that up, Shamika, please? I think it's the first one. Oh, either way, yeah, that's correct. Both of them, yeah, that's correct. That's the email. Yeah. The email. Sir, you recall having received that email?
Yes,
Okay, and then there was a complaint that accompanied that, is that correct?
yes.
Okay, Shamika, can you bring up the complaint, and that would be all the exhibits that need to go into the record? And I believe this would be exhibit 6. Okay. And then, sir, as part of the department's investigation, you had determined, or it was determined that perhaps you should come before the commission to explain your situation, and that you had taken the course, but it appeared to be the wrong course. Is that correct?
Correct. And I explained that on our compliance meeting.
Okay, all right, that's fair. So at this time, in the interest of time, I'll let you speak so we can go ahead and move along with this. But I would ask that this complaint be offered as exhibit 6, and then, sir, you can speak. Thank you. Go ahead.
So what happened when I submitted my courses for renewal was due to the subjective kind of title of the course I took with the Appraisal Institute, which was a supervisory appraiser trainee appraisal course. I thought that would suffice the 4-hour mandatory course that's supposed to be taken every 2 years, and it was an honest mistake by myself. As soon as I found out that I was not in compliance, I spoken to Linda Clef Robitel, and I took that course, I believe, the next day, and I tried to complete it. And then I sat with the compliance meeting, and then that Friday, I believe it was the 23rd, the 24th, and I explained that as well. And it was just due to the subjective title of the course. And why I wanted to have this meeting is because I don't want any disciplinary actions on my license. I seen just before I sat here today that it could be brought up before you if you ever were in a compliance meeting before, and I don't want to have any negative outcomes moving forward. Being a trainee provisional appraiser as well.
Okay, and sir, as your supervisor is here, is there anything you'd like to add, sir, relative to this matter?
I would only add that, Austin is a provisional appraiser who is working within the Chase program, and he's been diligently working in the educational framework that we provided with him, which happened to be through the Appraisal Institute, and they do have a class with almost the exact same title. I recognize I was out on parental leave for a while, and he had another supervisor registered while I was out. And when I came back, I remember the first time that I went to renew my Connecticut license, and the Connecticut law requirement was there. And had I not been reading very carefully in that, renewal checkbox, I could imagine that I would have missed it. But I haven't, thankfully, missed that. And so for a provisional appraiser, and I can honestly say that I was sure that he did 28 hours, and I knew that he had done the coursework that I knew was in the program, but I didn't review his certificates prior to submission, and I regret that. So that's a mistake on my part as well. But I can say for sure that Austin has owned this problem and really would like to do the right thing and put it behind him.
Okay, thank you, sir. Commission members, I have nothing further for investigator, and in the interest of time, I'll turn it over to you.
When did you become a provisional?
Gary, your voice is breaking up.
It's very hard to hear.
You hear me? Better?
Stay right here. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Pinker, when did you become a provisional appraiser? Ballpark. Are you just new into the industry?
Around 2019, but I was able to get work as a full-time appraiser until last year, when Chase created this initiative for young appraisers. As we know, it's tough to enter the field, being young and not having experience. So,
Okay. So this was your first continuing education cycle to go through? Or pretty close. I know COVID we had some wild times in the early years of COVID. I get it. I understand. We all went through it. Okay. But this is really, you'll get used to this cycle every 2 years, but this is kind of your first first ride on the rodeo, so to speak.
Yeah, I believe so, and that's why I was kind of mixed up with the 4-hour course.
Okay, okay. Commissioners Gavin, Sepso, Hawkins, the floor is yours for any questions.
I just got one quick question. Just want to clarify something. Mr. Seelkin, you mentioned that you were out temporarily and he had another registered supervisor during that for a short period of time?
He did, and I only mentioned that because on the DCP letters, my name is not on there. Michael Ramika is the name CC'd, but there is a person that neither Austin or Michael or I recognize, Anthony O'Sullivan. It was in one of the exhibits that was shown. So I wanted to just let let the board know I'm also on record as his supervisor, and I continue in that case. But in reality, at the time of submission for this cycle, April 30th, I would have been his supervisor at that time. So I don't know if that's more clear or less at this point, but
I'm just going to make
in answer to
a
your
point
question.
that before you submit your logs, make sure if you can go back and clear that up with Debbie, who is your supervisor, who's listed and stuff like that. Because if you submit your logs and there's another name there,
Sure.
it could trigger out and prolong his process.
I know that Austin and Michael kept a separate log for the time that I was out. So we've got those things. But the third person, if we could have some guidance on how to investigate who that person might be or to clear that record up, we'd be happy to do that.
Okay,
What
you
would
can,
happen is you would need to put something in writing to the department asking us who this person is and indicating that this person is not the supervisor and has not ever been. I can say that I believe that that was the information that was provided either somewhere in the records, if you will. So perhaps the department's records need to be updated, and that's fine. We want to get that clear. So we put something in writing so that the department will have it in writing, number one, and then we will correct it and send something back to you to let you know that it has been done.
Okay.
can I just make a motion, Jer?
Sure, make
Yep,
sure
go
we're
ahead,
clear.
Frank.
Austin, that's coming from you. Mr. Kingsbury, that comes from you. Okay? Kingsbury, you write that note to the state and tell them who your sponsors are.
Yes, sir, will do.
Okay, that's your responsibility. Okay?
And I believe we reached out with to Linda Clef Robitel at the time, and
Okay.
she issued that my other supervisor would be working with me, and we didn't start work until the state initiated that.
Okay, fair. We just
Well,
want, it's
after
your
that-
license. It's your license we're talking about. It's
Yes,
your
sir.
career. I want
Yes,
you to
sir.
take responsibility for it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I would ask that from the time that he started until now, that there be, clear delineation as to who was who, so it's in the record. So when it comes
Yeah.
up, it's ready, it will be apparent. Okay, thank you.
Very good. Thank you. I didn't mean to cut you off, John, in case you had other questions.
I make a motion that we waive the $400 penalty, but that the course that he just took doesn't count for the next cycle. He's got to take it again.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
I second it.
Okay, we have a second. Discussion amongst the commission members. Is there anything to be added or clarified or any questions here? Hearing none, I'm going to call the motion to a vote. The motion by Commissioner Galvin, second by Commissioner Stepso. Ayes,
Aye.
Linda?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Nays, abstentions? It's passed.
Okay, I just want to make sure the record's clear, waive the $400 fee, and he cannot use the course that was taken for the next CE cycle.
Okay,
And he's
yes.
going to provide supervisory clarification with dates and provide that
Yes.
to the department. Thank you.
Yes, I appreciate the honesty. When oversights occur, you've stepped up, you laid it out. Mr. Kingsbury, we wish you nothing but the very best in your career, but this is your career. Okay, so make sure you take owner of it here and get this paperwork over. And this, from what Commissioner Gavin was saying to you, he's trying to save you some time down the road.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
very good. And Mr. Sucken, I
Luck.
appreciate your candor and being a sponsor and stepping up and trying to help the next wave of our industry.
Thank you all.
Thank you. The
Norris,
department.
you were trying to say something. I apologize.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, you were. Ms. Bullock, is there anything else that we have before us?
Has no further hearings, or people to come forward. So I think we're all set. I'd like to say thank you to everyone who helped to make this successful today. Shamika and Debbie, both being, fairly new to the agency. This is, trial by fire, so to speak. So I appreciate everybody's input and contribution towards making this work. Thank you.
I'm glad you said that. I'm going to come back to that in just a moment.
As well.
Are there any other items to come before the commission today?
I got two quick things, Jerry. One, on the November hearing, the November meeting agenda, can we put on that we, in light of what came up today, it came up twice, that can we put on that we review the wording of the checklists for the next year's renewal, that we maybe where they can check off that they took the 24 hours, that includes the 4 hours and the 7 hours, so that might avoid maybe one more hearing. And then
3 hours, right?
Yeah, it'd be 3 hours, yeah. Well, we're not done yet. But the second thing is, I asked last time, and I know this was not an appropriate meeting to do that in, but if the next meeting, we have all those cases out there that we haven't heard about, and I know of one in particular that's been dragging on for quite a long, and I'm sure it's being researched, but I really think we should have an update on that and start following through on.
I can say that the update will be available at the November meeting. Like you said, time constraints and
Yeah,
with
I
the
understand.
transition going through right now, Linda is finishing up, Debbie's getting new cases, and we're working on all of that. So we will have a report for you at the November meeting, first and foremost. Thank you.
Good.
That's it for me.
Very good. Commissioner Hawkins, Commissioner Sepso, are there any other things that you want to bring up? I see, I'm going to get to you. Yeah. Okay.
Nope, everything's great.
All right. Well, there we
Shannon
go.
had her hand up.
I
Yeah,
did.
Shannon, the floor is yours.
Listen, today I'm gonna deem not as successful as I had hoped. The beginning video does not include the very beginning portion of the meeting. All hearings have been recorded, so if it is acceptable to the commission, can I just, for the sake of having it on the recording video, what proceeded from the call to order up until the hearings, and just so that we're straight, it's on record, and being that I have nothing to refer to recorded, I just want to be sure that my meeting minutes are accurate.
Fair enough. When you send the draft, then we'll go through it. And
Okay.
if we need to make edits, it's okay. And
All
this
right.
is the proper time, and then we'll ask for the meeting to end here. I wanted to say thank you to Vicky, to Debbie, to Shannon here for your professionalism. For two of you, you've just jumped in. You baptized by fire. We had a few bumps in the road. It's okay. It's all right. The sun's going to rise in the east in the morning and set in the west, and it's okay. Okay.
And thank you,
Some
Shamika.
things happen. And Taniqua, thank you, Shamika, thank you.
You're welcome.
But I wanted to just say thank you to everybody for this. You know, we're doing what we can. It's been a heck of a ride with the COVID things. We're still doing videos. We're learning. We're, as much as we think we have things down, bumps in the road occur. So we all showed grace and we got through it. And I want to say thank you to everybody. That being said, can I get a motion to bring this meeting to adjournment?
So moved.
Linda makes a motion, a second.
Second.
Second by Norris. Thank you. Have fun trick or treating for those who trick or treat, and please, hopefully no one gets into any trouble and Norris has to, come help you out. So, we got election day and we got other things. We'll have a lot going on between now and our next meeting, but be healthy, Thank you and enjoy the fall foliage. Take care.
Yeah,
folks.
you too.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.